The weather this time of year in the South, perfect. Fall football weather. And we've got the roof wide open here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the heart of Georgia. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap, as it'll be the Carolina Panthers taking on the Atlanta Falcons. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Here we go, set. 18 Cardinals.
A run for the first time with Bijan Robinson. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, that he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. It's a gain of 16, 1st down Falcons.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. Down the sideline he goes. Touchdown, Falcons. A great play there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Falcons need just 3 plays to go down and take the early lead. Extra point up and good by Folk. And it's now a 7-0 game. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. Looking to put a drive together.
Come on, set, huh?
They'll start on the ground with Brooks. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. Solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7. Leaves him with a 2nd and 3. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Ready.
Once again, it's Brooks. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Here's ready.
They'll try and run for this with Hubbard. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done.
Drill, 52. Black shot.
Young to throw on 4th. He'll get this complete to the rookie 1st-round pick. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. That's a 4th down pickup of 10 yards, and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side.
Gain of 10. 1st down, Carolina.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll run the draw with Brooks. He had to fight that time. Ran through 1 tackle, but ultimately he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage. You talk about this Falcon defense. It's quite a unit. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
25 yards to pick up there, and also a first down. You were telling me this yesterday. It's exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get numbers, knock people back, and establish the run order.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time, and a first down. Young going to give to Brooks. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 52 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Let's go. Hut.
They'll run here with Hubbard. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. That's a gain of 7, and we'll leave them with 2nd and goal coming up.
Here we go.
Young takes it on the sneak, and he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. The sneak successful from a yard out, and the Panthers are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. Ryan Fitzgerald now to add the extra point. And he missed it. No good, and they'll remain down by a point. Back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
At their own 27-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent offer a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now, they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
Looking to throw, Penix. Short throw caught by Pitts. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Now 3rd down and 7. Operating from the gun, Penix. It's caught left side by Crooks. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Now it's Horn. And he'll take a shot at the end of that one, and they'll begin right there. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. The last time out, they had to march almost the full length of the field for their touchdown. So here, much easier, Charles, with this better starting field position.
I love your sarcasm, but I love even more your observation because, look, what they did last time out, now with a shorter field, they should have a lot of confidence that they're going to put more points up on the board.
Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5. Young will set to throw. his hands on it, but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake, third down. You talk about this Falcon defense. They come into this one rounding out the top 10 in the 10 spot against the run.
Now if they could just get their pass defense in line, this unit would be really, really strong. And remember the conversation with the defensive coordinator? He wants them to rush the passer better. He wants to see the quarterback on the ground. They've got to create some sacks.
And he said it starts early and often. We'll see if they can get to it. And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on third down, forcing the errant pass. Fourth down coming up. On fourth down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. And he'll be out of bounds right at about the 10-yard line. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that'll make it second down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up second and
After
4.
one, a 1-point game, 7-6. Back now in Atlanta, second quarter action. The Falcons with the football, as they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up. Short throw caught by Pitts. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. Now he's loose down the left sideline. Touchdown, Falcons! Bijan Robinson with his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the 2nd most in a single year. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Fulk connects on the extra point, and the lead is up to 8.
14.
Fulk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30.
Panthers take over 1st and 10. They're on the 32-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going. Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play. I certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Young. Now he's going to step up and run. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. The hard-hitting safety, Jimmy Ward, picking up the sack that time. Now the punter, Sam Martin, called on to kick it away here. Taking it about the 16. 48-yard punt and 7 on the return. And it will be Falcon football. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Play fake, and they'll throw with Penix. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
They'll run this one right with Robinson. They'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark it down at the 9. 112 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he's just going to run right into that big old defensive end. And that play going nowhere.
Brings up 2nd and
Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses. And this clearly was a wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. They'll try and throw. Here's Penix. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Marvin Harrison Jr. from 8 yards out. And the Falcons have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point up and good by Folk. And the lead is up to 15 now. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. The last series for a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. They work now on 2nd and 9.
Here we go. Black, 95. Ready, go. Set, hut, ready.
Young working out of the gun. He's going to sling this deep downfield. That ball nearly intercepted. The rookie had his hands on it but couldn't pull it in.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Blue, set, ready.
Now Young. And that's knocked away and incomplete.
How about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
And 9 yards there on the return following a punt of 47. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Falcons. Bijan Robinson Henderson with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Falcons are able to add on to their first half lead. Folk connects on the extra point. And the lead opens up now to 22 points.
28. Panthers 6.
Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And right now these guys shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them pulling the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Young to throw it. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
An attempt at a deep ball there, and they didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
Here we go. Ready?
To throw, Young. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. Here's the punter, Martin, out to kick it away. The 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
2nd down and 3. Here's Penix. He'll get that complete to Harrison. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. It's a gain of 16. 1st down, Falcons.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Now 2nd and 3. They'll throw with Penix. That ball caught by Harrison. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. That one goes for 24 yards.
That's another.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taking them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Go.
Penix to the air once more. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. Marvin Harrison Jr. as the first half is winding down. And the Falcons will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point up and good by Folk. And the rout is on here in this first half. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. And he cannot get away, and Young will go down. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Panthers going to get the football first, trailing here as well as we resume play in this second half. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. On the ground, it's Brooks to start the drive. And he pushes through a would-be tackler to get about 3 yards, second down.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
From the 24 now, here's a 2nd and 7.
Ready.
Looking to throw, Young. Now they go screen, it's complete. Give him 3 on the screen, he couldn't break free, and it's 3rd down. Coming up here, looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
38. Yellow. Ready.
From the shotgun, it's Young. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. It was 3rd and short, and they go flying past the marker for a gain of nearly 30 yards.
Come on, set. Yellow. 40. Ready.
On 1st and 10, it's Brooks. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
At the 46-yard line.
Here we go. Ready?
Out of the gun, it's Young. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And 3rd and 8 now.
Okay, ready?
In search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
Ready, ready. 10 black. Set cut.
Now Young. Pass taken in. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and the Falcons grab it. Does the big boy have the juice? And a big return will get him all the way down to the 35. And partner, I know hindsight's always 20/20, but man, just in general, those laterals, they can be so risky, and we see the risk that can be involved right there.
And you just have to know, and we've seen it because we've been in a lot of practices, it's not something that's practiced very often. You know, in that situation, you don't see guys really working on it. Maybe like we're bringing the rugby guys in to help us with tackling, maybe we ask them to help us with the laterals as well and make that a better play.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. And looking to throw, Penix. This ball down the field for Pitts. And he's got it inside the 10. Touchdown, Falcons. Kyle Pitts, 38 yards. And the Falcons are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. On for the extra point is Folk. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Polk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Right now they're on the wrong end of the scoreboard, and that won't change if this drive ends like the last one when they had that lost fumble. So you have a feeling taking care of the football is certainly paramount right now.
Yeah, and it's not just the guy who dropped it on the last drive, is it? That means everyone who might touch the ball is getting the same message. Guys, ball security, paramount. Let's take care of it. And if we do, we've got a chance to put points on the board.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Set, ready. 45. Cut.
Throwing, Young. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
And there's another stout. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Here's Young. Look in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Young now. Looking middle, and he finds McMillan. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. They run out of the gun with Brooks here. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
At the Falcons' 42-yard line.
Here we go. Yellow, 22. Ready.
Now here's Young. They'll find McMillan here. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 29-yard line.
Panthers, first down. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Off the middle with Brooks here. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Trenton Simpson firing in and sticking him for a loss. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12.
Ready.
Young. And his throw here is incomplete. Well, the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Strike. Check striking. Set.
3rd down, Young from the gun. And that will be incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down.
Yellow, 43. Ready, go. Drill green. Set, cut.
Young to throw it. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. And the Panthers turned away on 4th down. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
Back to Robinson now on first down.
And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory.
199 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Robinson with another carry. And he'll get it down here to the 43.
3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair.
To the air, Penix.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
These two teams, you might recall, met up back in September in Week 3. And it was the Falcons getting the road victory in that one, so they'll look to finish off the season sweep here in Atlanta. Straight ahead, it's Robinson.
They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. They have not seen that much today. They lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
We need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Now Penix going to hold on to it. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. Here's Nick Folk now on for the field goal. And quite a bit of pizza in this box. It's a 53-yard attempt.
Folk's kick is good. So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it. And he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Ready, set.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and then try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
To the left side, he's got McMillan.
They have 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out.
That is caught. And he is going to have a Panthers first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5.
Ready. Green, black, 95. Ready?
Young. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes.
Trenton Simpson, well, he just flew in there to drop it.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this
Yellow,
one.
22. Need old blue. Set, huh?
Young will set to throw.
This is caught by McMillan.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
Ready up.
Let's see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down.
52, ready.
Young off the play fake.
Well, that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up fourth down.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they've forced in this runaway contest.
It's desperation time. Young on fourth down. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
So after the big play on fourth, here's 1st and 10.
Let's go.
First down, Carolina.
Now Young. Little pitch and catch to the tight end, Knox. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Ready, ready. Claws red. Hut, go. Set.
To throw, Young. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Well, they were in search of a short gain on third down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
Here we go, here we go. Hut, hut.
Here's Brooks.
And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. Young to throw it.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface.
And this is caught. Well, they get one back. Picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big.
And CD, they just haven't had a whole lot to cheer about here, but it may be cliche, but give them credit for this. They've continued to fight and scratch and claw, and they get the touchdown here in the fourth quarter.
And I'm okay with that cliche, all right? Maybe it'll alleviate the sting a little bit, because at least they can look in the mirror and realize they fought all the way through. Horrible game for them, not one they'll want to remember. At least they'll keep their heads up and have some pride when they leave this stadium.
Following the touchdown, this is Fitzgerald now to send this one away. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
At the 33-yard line.
They'll run again here with Robinson. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more.
No gain on the play.
Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Partner, I know we're still in the afternoon slate here. Some primetime games still on the docket, but it's going to be tough to top this effort. What an offensive performance we have seen. They have been unstoppable from the moment we began this game, and they're not holding back. They're still throwing the football here in the fourth.
They certainly are, and let me tell you something. If you're old school, you don't like this at all, but in today's football, you just go ahead and savor it. Watch a team execute at a high level. Doesn't matter what the score.
This is caught inside the 15. And they're going to score again. Yet another another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Falcons are going to take possession here at their own 33.
The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
Go!
They start on the ground with Robinson here. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
215 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for Atlanta, the great run they've been on continues as they move to 9-1 now. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, it's a loss that sets them back in their playoff push as they fall to 6-5. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.